Welcome to Kutch time. Today is November 18th, 2025, and the Michigan State Spartans just beat the number 12 Kentucky Wildcats 83-66 at Madison Square Garden for the championship classic. MSU dominated the game both halves. They started by holding Kentucky to only 27 points in the first half, outscoring them 17 in the first, which would be the final score, final beating because they kind of let their third stringers in and kind of didn't really care at the end. The offense had its best performance of the entire season for the Spartans. They shot 11 for 22 from three. This is a team that before going into today, their highest three-point made in the game was only 6. There was a lot to like tonight about the whole MSU lineup. Jackson Calder, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 for 2 from 3. He's a dominant big man and proves it night in and night out. He is one of the best big men in the Big Ten, and he consistently gets disrespected for it. I don't know what more he has to prove. Defensively, he's intense. Offensively, intense. He can stretch the floor. He has good footwork to get good positioning in the paint, and he can just do it all. There's no real weakness to his game. I mean, he's a college center. He's a college power forward. He's a college big man. Yeah, he can't dribble the best, but what non-5-star college big men really can? So this guy's just Jackson Kohler is a full-on dog, and he is really the embodiment of the MSU Spartans, what Tom Izzo is, and he proves it night in and night out, especially tonight on a game where he led the Spartans in scoring. This was Kurtang's best game in his entire college career so far. Yes, he's only a sophomore, and he has more games to play. He had a career-high 50 points and 3 threes. I think Kurtang should start over Trey Ford. I don't think that's that big of an issue, big of an idea. Trey Ford has been kind of mid to start. His shot selection has been shaky to say the least. I mean, he had a decent night. He had like 13 or 12 points tonight. I think he also had 3 threes. Like Kurtang, but just the shot selection isn't there. I feel like Kurtang gives a little bit more on the defensive side. And Kurtang's just shot selection is better. Like Kurtang's really only going to shoot it when he has a shot that he likes or a shot that Izzo usually likes. He's not going to usually pull up some random shot that's a bad take. Trey Ford will do that many times during the whole game. And he even did it tonight a little bit, but it was just a little bit more efficient in the offense, more efficient, so it didn't hurt us as badly. But I think Kurtang's just a better player. I get that Trey Ford this senior's transfer, by Kurtang's the future shooting guard, future 2 guard, future 1 combo guard kind of thing, like a Trey Howland-esque. Maybe a little bit more offense for a little less defense. But Kurtang can be that guy, and he proved it tonight. Jeremy Fears, he's the point general. He's the floor spacer. He can do it all. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Just showing a little bit of everything. And then a career high, 13 assists. I think the stat that ESPN showed was the most assists for an MSU player against a top 25 team since 1999. That's a crazy stat. I don't know who did that. I don't know if it was what exactly the stat was that night that Jeremy Fears just reached. But Jeremy Fears he's not the best scorer, but he's a great defensive player. He's going to get the opponents in foul trouble, and he's going to get the guys the shots they need. And he just has great floor awareness, and he's a dog for it. Everyone's a dog on this team. That's why you win games. We're a tough team, and when the offense is going tonight, we're unstoppable because you know for sure the defense will show up no matter what. Jesse McCole, again, best game in his college career. He's a redshirt freshman. It's his 4th game. In only 9 minutes, he had 8 points and 2 3-pointers. I didn't know this man could hit 3-pointers. This is the first and second 3-pointers he's ever made. I think he maybe attempted 1 in the season. I didn't know he could shoot them like that. It's 2 for 2 tonight, I'm pretty sure. So just a good guy. I mean, he's supposed to be like the backup center. He doesn't really play a lot against like Kohler and Cooper. Kind of split minutes a lot after the starting unit, the first subs. But he's just a good guy. I mean, he plays his hardest out there, and he obviously has some kind of shooting touch to him if he's scoring like that against Kentucky. And then also, good thing for the MSU guys, it was the debut game for the local Walton twins. They're both walk-ons last year. I think they're both sophomores. I don't think they redshirted. Um, so they both played today. I mean, they didn't really do anything. I think maybe a rebound if that, but it was just cool to see them in. It was like the first big blowout of the season for the Spartans, so they were able to get in. Nick Sanders was able to get in. Just good to see those guys get in because they're working hard. They're trying their hardest in practice to get minutes. There wasn't too much things to dislike for the Spartans tonight. It was almost a perfect game for a college basketball team, especially us. Only guy that really struggled in that was Carson Cooper. He only had 2 points, was 1 from 7 from the field. And I think like three of the misses were in a single possession. I think he had like 6 rebounds to at least make up for a little bit. Um, but he just got to be better. That's just not great. A lot of them were also inside buckets, like shots he should be making. He definitely should have had like more like 6 points, 8 points. He's actually been pretty good scoring wise this season. I think he's averaging almost 12 points. At least going into the night, he's definitely dropped off after a 2 point performance, but he's been decent scoring wise. And tonight was just a bad night, and he can bounce back. As Carson Cooper, he just had a 3 pointer, which is something to see. It was the buzzer beater at the end of the shot clock because I don't think Carson Cooper would be allowed to attempt a 3 pointer before that by Tom Izzo. I think Tom Izzo would blow a blood vessel. And then also 13 turnovers. It's above the average. It's not the greatest. And most of them came over in the stretch during the second half, like the like 12 to like 10 minute mark. The MSU kind of went on a bad stretch of offense, and let the Kentucky Wildcats come back and cut it down to 10. And then MSU goes on the run, closes out. They're up by like probably like 22 points at one point. And then it just kind of was like, whatever. We're not going to really try an offense anymore. We're just going to dribble it out and get what shots we can, to increase the score if we can. But just going to be really focusing on not allowing Kentucky to get more possessions than needed. Next game for the Spartans is on Friday night at home against the Detroit Mercy. It's going to be a blowout. There's no other way to put it. Detroit Mercy is not the greatest school. 2 years ago, they had a one-win season. The only advantage Detroit Mercy has is that their head coach is a former assistant of the Spartans. He was an assistant actually 2 years ago for the Spartans during the last year of Tyson Walker and Lee Call and AJ Hogard and all those guys are last year. Cohen Carr's freshman year, so he has some familiarity with some of the roster. But the roster that he has and he has to deal with is just not good. So MSU should absolutely dominate that game, and I expect us to win by at least 20. So thank you for watching.